Hi everyone, it's me, Joel Garcia, doing another commentary. This is a bit different, since today we're talking about a short movie that I unintentionally made last year. And since it's raining outside, well, to me over here in San Diego, I decided to just simply do a commentary on a documentary I produced last year. Let's start the video off. Now, many of you know that I produced this video called Petco Parkocalypse Now. The title being, of course, a reference to Apocalypse Now. Now you see the image of the ticket, which I no longer have anymore. But the title is a reference, of course, to Apocalypse Now, which just prior to this game I saw in my movie class.
I've been talking
But that was the joke I got there, and if you hear closely, I said in the beginning and the ending, the horror, which is another thing from Apocalypse Now that Marlon Brando says. Now what you're seeing here is actually what I shot, and those timestamps, I almost got them wrong. I mean, my camera for some reason, and it was a fairly new camera at the time, strangely had at the time date by off an hour. So everything that was on the camera was an hour forward. So it almost went to like 5:44 to 4:44 a.m. So I managed to fix it and put it back in time, in the correct time.
I'll record a fireworks show.
But yeah, most of those shots you can see there look a little bit blurry, but that's because, well, I alternate between 240 and 480, and all the photos here were clearly shot in high quality, which is strange because you expect them to both be high quality.
Yep.
But anyways, there you see my headphones on. I should have taken off before I shot them, but
in the bleacher
yeah.
area.
This is my first game that I ever went to Petco Park by myself. Traditionally, in the past, I've only gone a few times to Petco Park. Mostly because prior to this game, I was either out of town or with my uncle. And this is the first time that I went by myself. I bought a ticket by myself and went to the game by myself. So this was a big deal for me. So that's why I brought my camera with me at the time. This is before I had the other camera, the iPod Touch. And there you see an image of course, the lights being turned on, and look closely, you see the tarp. There you go. So, yeah, it was a little bit confusing to see the tarp there, and they said, we're going to delay the game by half an hour. So, fine, I said, delay it half an hour, because I heard all day before that it was going to rain, it's going to rain. So, yeah, I understood it was going to rain, and I could deal with it. I thought, oh, it's going to be a little rain, and that's it. And if the game goes on, if it keeps raining, they'll just postpone the game and move it to tomorrow, I can come back. Now, here's the thing that you'll be hearing, that you might have heard over and over at the end of the video, that they couldn't let me in because the game was sold out. Here's what I do know. Technically, a game is considered official after the 5th inning. Because the game was postponed at the 6th inning, it's considered official, and they usually wouldn't let anyone back in.
From my point of view,
and also, the game... The Saturday game was sold out, so they couldn't let anyone in unless they were either a season ticket holder or already bought the ticket for Saturday. And for me, who just bought a random bleacher ticket, wasn't able to get in. So it was a terrible thing for me to happen. And
yes, that is actual rain.
And as you can see, I'm trying to struggle to hold the camera and the umbrella at the same time. It's just because you can see that the camera's really close to the umbrella and me, because, well, I didn't want to get the camera wet because, again, it was a fairly new camera at the time. So I was afraid that I might break it or something. So you can see that it never goes out of the umbrella or into the rain. It always stays in the umbrella when it's raining. And look closely, you'll see there's a bunch of people surrounding me in the bleachers. They're mostly families and kids and all, and you can see me overreacting to this because this has never happened to me before. This is the first time I honestly went out to a baseball game where it rained. The last time I went with my uncle, it never rained. This is the first time I was honestly in the before rain delay. I've seen it before multiple times in baseball, NASCAR, the NFL, but never have I been in an actual rainstorm. So this is a bit unusual for me. But I survived it. Now, here's another thing that you might have noticed.
30 minutes and we only play.
That you see the timestamp constantly, randomly, even when I don't say what time it is. That's because I look closely at the timestamps in the video and the time that I actually saw.
No, great. We're getting
And yeah, there were a lot of close shots that I noticed that were way too close to my face.
But I don't want to see the color.
There's even one video which I filmed which you can barely recognize me at all. In fact, there's one clip which I didn't put in the video, which is just my nose in a zoom up. I don't know why that happened, but my nose is in the image. You can hear me talk, but all you can see was my nose. And there's a shot at 8:47 where people are still there, everything's fine, and my mouth's in the shot, but you can see it was fine. I later checked the news because I DVR'd the news just in case I came late, that apparently people started leaving the game by 9 o'clock. And now we're earlier, but people started leaving by 10:30 because they couldn't take the rain. And by this point, I was just fine. Like, okay, it's a little bit of rain, it had to be a problem. Not knowing it was going to get heavier and heavier. So, again, it was the first time it's ever happened to me. I was never stuck in a rain delay before. And there's another shot, you see the torrents of rain.
Well, after about an hour of rain delay, we're back.
That was a long hour, and in case you're wondering what those banners are behind me, the multicolored ones, it was because when I went to the game, it was Hispanic opening day, I think. I forget the name of the event. I think I said in the video, but I don't remember exactly. It was an event dedicating it to one of the announcers for the Padres who was celebrating 25 years with the team. Because he was the host of, he was the main announcer for the Padres Spanish radio station, and did the occasional, and has done the occasional Spanish TV broadcast whenever they're done in Spanish. So that was the reason why I was all decked like that, and the opening day banners were green, red, and white. So yeah, and there you go, more rain. And you notice by now that the entire bleach section is almost empty. There are only a few in the front and a few behind me. But I will say this. By the time the game approached midnight, I was the only one there at the bleachers. In fact, a security guard told me the only reason he was there is because I was still there. And there's a lot of things I didn't say in the video before, but during the time I was in the bleachers, a reporter from the San Diego Union Tribune, the newspaper of the city, came up to me and said, "What are you doing here? It's raining, it's pouring, what are you doing here in the bleachers?"
Well, right now,
I just honestly told him, "I'm here because I came to see the game." He told me, "Where do you live?" I said, "I live at San Diego State, nearby." This is when I lived in a house and just a block away from the campus. So he said, "How do you expect to return if the trolley's closed?" And I said, "I don't know." And there's even an article with me where I just say, "I don't know how I'm going to get back." But we'll get to that in a minute. But anyways, you can see how just scared I was. Because honestly, what you're seeing is my honest reaction. Because I honestly didn't know what to expect.
It's 11:39 and they still haven't called the game.
Yeah, it was 11:39 and it was not raining anymore. And if it was, just sprinkles, because you see in the later shot that I had the umbrella back on. But yeah, the reason they didn't call the game off was because by this time the team had tied the game up, and the thing was you can't postpone the game in a tie apparently. So it was a problem for some reason.
And just because of that, we can't finish the game.
And what you're seeing holding on the bottom left is just simply the back of the Padres team story I had. Just that before the game, I went to the store and bought some stuff. And I was using that to carry all of my stuff.
Just look. The rain is over. But no one has said anything.
Yeah, but like, for most of the time, the only time the announcer ever talked during the rain delays was to say, "We're in a rain delay, we're in a rain delay." And almost every song you hear was a rain joke. It was like, I remember hearing and singing the rain. Have you ever seen the rain? And Umbrella, I don't think Rihanna was played, but if you listen closely, you hear what songs were played.
Still, I stay until the game is over.
Yeah, like, I honestly still have that. I have honestly where like I stay until the team wins or when the game's over. That's the thing I've usually done.
And the game is back on.
Yeah, so like, look, by 12:22 in the morning, I was the only one left at the bleachers. What also happened during that time when the Tribune reporter came to see me was that I was on a jumbo screen, or I was on a big screen. The problem is, the bleachers, you can't see it at all. There is there's a big pillar blocking the way from this board. The only you can see if you go down to the sand and see it. There's no other way because there's a big piece of pillar that's blocking your way. The one that holds the TV for the park at the park. Like, there's no way to see it at all. So, yeah, and look, by then, it was all empty. Like, there was only a few people in the front rows. They let me go up into the cheaper seats because they said, fine, you can get up here, but just don't go higher. So you can see there's some people left. I mean, it dwindled the size down. If you look at the video, it was packed. But by 1 o'clock in the morning, there were less than 100 people.
It's 1:17, so like 5 minutes, I think, in my last message.
Now, this is 27 minutes before, and like by this time, we were in a forced rain delay. The game was in the 9th inning. You'll check the phone in a minute, but at this point, we were still tied.
And they're still tied.
And I still honestly thought we were going to finish the game, and by then, and I could find a way back easily.
I am like everybody else.
Back to my room.
So I don't know what's gonna happen next. I really don't know. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like I said, there you see, you can see closely. It was the top of the ninth. We were still tied 2-2. So yeah, we didn't know what was going to happen. And the voice you can hear me is just simply me impersonating Martin Sheen again from Apocalypse Now. And like I said, the people you see here, the ones who are wearing neon-colored vests or see neon dots, were people who are cleaning the park.
The green men you see in the image.
Because traditionally, when the game is over, they're the ones who come up and clean up after the game is over before they turn off the lights. You might look at the shot and see like, oh, the lights are off. Well, that's because I took it down from the shot where the lights would usually be. They usually be on the top of that sand-colored pillar. So that's why you don't see any lights at all, but you do see the neon. So yeah, it was just an awful experience. Like, I'm not saying it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but it was just... No, yeah, it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. But here's what next happened. Here's what happened then. After I took this photo, I took another photo of my watch at 1:44 a.m. and then this.
It made me feel like... Well, it's 1:44, and look, if you just see closely, it says the game's been suspended. The game is supposed
It was
to
at 1:44 a.m. where the game was finally suspended, and I just experienced a bunch of emotions. First, I was angry that the game was delayed. Second, I was glad that the game was finally delayed so I could go back to my room. And 3, I was honestly scared and not knowing how was I going to get back. Because I had a trolley pass just one day, I was stuck in the middle of downtown, and I didn't know what happened. Now, here's where it all gets strange. Like, I said most of it what happened here, but here's what happened. I got on a special trolley, and what happened afterwards was that they told me it only goes to Qualcomm, which was 3 stops away from San Diego State. So they told me, try to find a taxi at Old Town. Because there's always a taxi at Old Town. So I got off the trolley at Old Town with 2 other women, and there was a taxi. But he said, we don't accept credit card. And by this time, I only had a handful of dollars, 3 of them I think, and my credit card. So they said, wait for another taxi to come by. I was there for 20 minutes without any taxi at all. I tried calling my family, which I later found out had their phone shut off. But honestly, to be fair, by 2 in the morning, they were all asleep, so I couldn't blame them. I had to pass by a bunch of strangers, cross the road at 2 in the morning, find a hotel, which is luckily 2 blocks away, and by the pure miraculous luck, find a taxi which a guy was boarding into. And I begged the taxi driver, please help me get back to San Diego State. And after talking to the other to the other guy who was also in a taxi. He said, "Yes, we'll take you back. Just tell me where." And I told him, "San Diego State University." And it was okay. The guy that drove it, like, he was nice. He said, "What happened?
Nope, not true.
How are you?" and all.
The game,
And I got back and I paid a bunch for the taxi. But then again, like I said in the video, it cost a lot to get back. So, anyways, I got back at 3:30 in the morning, and I left my apartment at 3:30. Because here's what happened. Friday, I got off of my geology class at 2 o'clock. After getting dressed, I left at 3:30 so I can get on the park on time and just spend some time around the park. And I thought that would be easy. It took me almost an hour and a half from the park to my house. Rental house, to be fair. And as you can see there in the shot is my room in my rental house from the time I was there for a semester. But it was just one of the worst experiences I ever had. I mean, it was painful. I'm not gonna... I know I've said it a billion times already, but it was painful. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me, because the next day they said, "Oh, don't worry, we can give you another ticket." So I said, "Fine, I'll get another ticket later." A few days later, after I shot this, I went back to Petco. They said, "We can give you another ticket. Just pick a day," and they told me only a weekday. So I picked a weekday, and that was fine by me, and I went to a Phillies game, which they lost.
It was the first time I was there by myself.
But then again, they also recognized me. "Oh, hi, how are you? Everyone else came last weekend, so it was weird seeing you here." So, will I ever repeat this again? Probably not. If the game if there's a risk of a rain delay, or if there's a chance of rain, then I'm not going to the game. But if I do know that there is no chance of rain at all, and it's just pure clear skies, then I will go. And that's it. So, thanks for listening.